Good morning, and thank you so much for being with us. Welcome back from sports with the tall man, Ruben Pima Kasera Chivirango. It is now the extra and extension of Good Morning Uganda with me, Robert Chiravo Nyointono. And this morning, I'm here to discuss something very, very, very important to our nation in terms of budgeting for anything, be it in the medical field, be it in service delivery, be it in anything you can do, because you're talking about population. And when we talk about the population, we are discussing issues to do with the national census. Now, you must recall that we last had this 10 years ago, and we had it actually after 12 years. But a census is conducted every after 10 years. And this time round, government says all is set, and come May this year, on the 10th, that is when the actual counting will start. On the 10th till the 19th of May, we shall be having our national census, counting of people in Uganda, where you will have spent the 9th of May night. Now, the following, if you were in Uganda at that time, you'll be counted. And to discuss this and more, I have Dr. Vincent Fred Senono, who is the head of Department, Demographic and Social Statistics. Doctor, you're most welcome to our studios and to the show.
Thank you, moderator, and good morning, viewers.
Now, very brief, when we talk about the census, one may wonder, yes, what is the relevance? Why should we invest so much in merely counting people in a country?
Thank you, moderator. We know when you say a census, what we are referring is the total count. It can be people, it can be animals, it can be anything. But in the census, we refer total counting of all items of interest. For this is a population census. It is population and housing census. It refers to total count of all people in the country in a given date, in addition to their characteristics, housing characteristics, which means the census is the only source of information which we generate and give information at the lowest level. WBOS has been undertaking surveys, other surveys, but what we are saying is that a census is the benchmark source of information that the country uses to generate population for the country, which is important for the planning for the country as a whole. And this census is unique in that we are going to have a paperless census. We are not going to move out to see households and then we move with papers. This time, the census WBOS is going to undertake, we are going to carry what we call tablets, something like a phone, which is going to be used.
Just like the one I'm holding.
Yes, that's the one we are holding, which is our team is going to use to collect the data, which means that when the data is collected, is submitted to WBOS immediately. So there will be no worry this round of census that someone is going to look at the paper and see my name or anything. But back to the point, the census, this round of census, is going to inform a number of key issues regarding Paris development model. How? It is going to tell us how many people have got PDM funds, how much have they got, and what have they used for. It is also going to inform us information about Ugandans who are living outside the country and they have come back, or they are still outside the country. And they're going to tell us where are they, what are they doing. In addition, this census is going to inform us. Remember, our Excellence talked about people in subsistence economy. It's going to tell us information about how many Ugandans are in subsistence economy. And where are they? What are they doing? Why are they not engaged in economic activities? It is also going to tell us information about how many Ugandans have grid electricity. Where are they located, among other things. But it is also going to tell us which district, what is the total population of that district, how many males, how many females, how many youth, how many older persons. And this is fundamental for the country, because without this information, planning for different categories of the population becomes a challenge. So that's why it is important, moderator and viewers, to ensure that everybody participates in the census. Otherwise, if, for example, one district, there is no collaboration and the population of that country doesn't show the reality, it means that the Minister of Finance, when he's allocating funds based on the population, that district will lose out. So that's why it is important that we get the right information. And that's why we are here to tell the public that, and the local administration, to ensure that participation of the census is extremely important. We know that a number of activities have been going on regarding the census. The census does not start when we do the actual count. The census starts by knowing the number of households in the country, so that we know how many enumerators we want, we know how many supervisors we want, and this can only be done by ongoing activities which we call listing of households. We have completed about 92% of all villages in Uganda, and currently we are undergoing the listing in what we call Greater Kampala, the district of Kwakiso, Mukono, and Kampala itself. And I know there have been engagement with this local administration, with these districts, to ensure that we have a successful listing.
The question would be then, Doctor, which methods are you using? Because one would ask themselves, if you finish this listing of houses to this percentage, some have not seen you. Which method? How is it being applied? Technology, we need to have this, or want to understand, maybe if I missed out, something like that.
Thank you. When we say listing, you don't need to meet you as an individual during this listing exercise. As long as we have the local people, what we call the LS1 chairman or any delegated person, he can say, this is Vincent's house. He lists the house. We don't need to know any more information about you now. We are not collecting detailed information about the household. What we are just saying, we are counting how many households. A household is different from families. How many households are in this village? Given that census has a limited time of counting the people, and one village like Chiwunya, Nakulabi, one village can have over 1,000 households. If you put one person during census, he will take almost a month. But what we need to do, that we know that in Kiwunya there are 1,000 households. Therefore, we need about 10 enumerators to undertake the main census in May. So the purpose of these current activities is that we don't need you any information about you apart from your name only and the sex. We don't collect any other information about you. And the WOBOS currently is not asking any information about the households. That what is your name, what is the NIN number, what is everything, your phone number, what is the, how many people are sleeping here. No, we are asking who is the household head of this household, and we move on. What we are talking, we are picking, our people are picking the GPS to know, as I repeat, to know only the total number of households in the country. This will guide to know how many enumerators we need to complete the counting of the people in the 10 days.
Very important for Ugandans to ensure that you're part of this. Now, also, Doctor, you rely on what people tell you. Let's look at facts of the results out of the census. You may come to my place and I tell you I have 7 children, and I only have 2. A person will tell you, I earn this, they earn less. Have these animals, they don't have the animals. So factuality of data collected, how do you go about that in the census?
Thank you. One of the most important principles of statistics is that the respondent is always right.
Huh?
The respondent is always right. But that means that what we mean by that, that after sensitizing the person,
yes,
viewers, that census is important. You are going to benefit in the following. Government does not give money to individuals as per se, but by knowing how many people are in subsistence economy, the government gives funds to support that group. How many children are not going to school, and the reason why they are not going to school is important for a country to plan for our children to go to school. By the time we interview you, like as viewers are watching us, by the time we come to your households, you know the importance, and you don't need to lie. You get me? You don't need to lie, because you have appreciated that the census is not targeting for me to tax me, but is targeting to deliver a service to the community.
Now, also something very important for us to understand is when you talk about this census, how important is the census data to fit in with other government bodies?
Thank you. Viewers, the census is the only source of information currently for Ugandan case, which gives the base for all other activities in the country. You cannot talk about planning for the people without exactly knowing how many people we have. We need to know how many people we have in the country so that government can plan for them. The current National Development Plan 3 and the planning for National Development Plan 4 is based on factual information, and which means that we needed this information, as I mentioned, that how many people are not of school going age are not going to school. The government need to know that number in the whole country, by village, by parish, by sub-county, by district, by region, and the country as a whole. We also need to know if the government, now they have a program for giving free electricity to the households. You cannot just say, go here. We need to know how many households in Uganda who don't have electricity, so that government can plan for them. We need to know how many of the households in Uganda who don't have access to safe water. And this is the basis, not only as a whole, Because other surveys don't give lower level information, like the Bureau is undertaking. They don't give information at parish level. It is the only source of information that gives information at the lowest administrative level. As I already mentioned, if the Minister of Finance is allocating funds based on the population, based on the poverty levels, they need this information. So without this information, benchmark information, at the lowest level, planning for the country becomes extremely difficult.
Now, Doctor, that was said. I believe now our viewer understands very well why they should be part of the national population census that is going to be kicking off on the 10th. Actual counting will be kicking off on the 10th till the 19th of, that is May this very year. Now, something very important. I want us now to focus on the actual exercise. What must I know as a Ugandan? How must I participate in this census?
Thank you, moderator and listeners. As I said, your participation does not start on the day of counting. Your participation starts with the listing process, which is ongoing. So we need, when we come to your households and say, who is in this household, we need to know then your name. We are not picking this information now. But your participation of allowing people to take your name during listing as the household head, you are already participating in the what? In the census. That's
Maybe what do you mean by a household head? Because, for example, I'll take in Kampala, you have someone has rentals, you know, maybe there are apartments, there are people there. Then another one has a house, then the other one maybe has a home. You said there's a difference between a house and a homestead.
Yeah.
So clarify on these two. Who, you said when you go to an LC, you're not looking for how many houses, but households. I didn't get that clearly. And I don't want to leave room for my viewer not to understand anything properly.
Thank you, moderator and viewers. When we talk about a structure, you may own a structure. You are the landlord.
Yes.
You are the owner of an apartment. And that apartment has 10 people who are renting your apartment. We are not looking for you. We are looking for those people who are staying in that what? Apartment. So we are not going to ask the moderator the name of the owner of the apartment. No. We want to know, in your apartment, there are different households. Households are people who are living and eating together.
I think let's simplify it. There are different families.
Yes.
You have different tenants that each is a family.
A family.
Yes.
Yeah, but a family, you may have one family, but different household. This we need to be very clear. A family, you may be like you are my brother. I have my wife, you have your wife.
Yes.
And although we are saying one is occupying one room, I occupy one room, but everybody does his things what? Differently.
Yes.
So we are one family, but not one households. So when we are counting, because like if you take a family, we'd assume that in that apartment, there are only one family. So we will assume that it is going to take, if each household enumerating it takes 10 minutes or 15 minutes. In our planning, we are going to plan that in this area, there are 10 households instead of 12 what? Households. So that's why the difference comes, that you are one family, but each one of us
Has a household.
has a household because he's independently doing his what? Activities.
Yes.
So that's why it is important that, especially in some rural areas, districts, people live in one compound as a family. But each household, in that family,
The different huts.
the different huts belongs to different what? Households.
Yes.
So we are not going to count that homestead as one. We are going to count in that homestead, how many households are there?
Okay. That I'm now very sure it's well understood.
Yeah. So that is the difference.
Okay. So now, for now, you need support in house listing.
Household listing, which means that after the listing is completed, the process, the second process where the public should participate is we are now in the process of recruiting the enumerators and the supervisors.
Okay.
So the public is supposed to be, WOBOS is not going to count people. We, at the district level currently, they are requested people to apply for these jobs, to participate in what? Any enumeration. So the process is ongoing. So that is the second level of participation. Please encourage your people and go to their districts and apply. We have a link which maybe you can share later with the, and people know that actually the listing, the application will end on the 22nd March. So it was supposed to end last week, but now it has been extended to 22nd March. That's the second level of participation. As also the public, during all these activities, you are supposed to inform your neighbor. That is another level of participation. That the census is what? Is on, the listing is going on, and also recruitment is going on. Then that is the phase. After that one, in March, in May 10th to 19th, that will be actual counting. So accordingly, on the first day, which is going to be a Friday, there are going to be a public holiday for beginning of the census. As you know, the president launched the census plan on 12th December 2023 and indicated the date. So which means that from that day of 10th, morning of 10th, the people who would have been recruited to be enumerators are going to go door by door to enumerate, to all ask questions about the population. That is the another participation. Meaning that you can either be a enumerator, a supervisor, or a respondent. That is, you are answering what? Questions about the census. And this means that when we get the right information, which a question asked earlier, that giving, when we get the right information, government will be able to plan for the country more appropriately.
Now, we'll be going for a short break. When we return, we'll be looking at how safe am I when I give information. Because usually we know that sometimes people are not that very comfortable unless they are very sure of the information they are giving. If you ask some people, how many children do you have? I come from an area where someone will tell you in Uganda, meaning you can't ask a man, how many children do I have? You know, some may not be willing to give some fairly information. How many animals do you have, their property, and all this up in the census. So my guest will be giving you more assurance that your information that you give will be treated with maximum confidentiality. And also look at security. How do I identify that this is the right person from Uganda Bureau of Statistics, and they are carrying out their officials, getting my data for the National Population Census 2024. We'll return shortly.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Tell me, irritations? No more rashes and irritations. Movit Herbal Jelly and Herbal Soap is rich in natural herbs for a smooth and glowing skin.
Movit all day confidence.
Juko.
Yo.
Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Uganda wange. Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a poultry project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
The cardinal role of a government is maintaining law and order, safeguarding citizens' rights, and providing essential public goods and services. Throughout its tenure, the government has consistently upheld these principles. This foundation creates an environment conducive to delivering crucial social services to citizens through diverse approaches such as taxation, strategic budgeting, and effective policy implementation. A transformative education system, advancing healthcare provisions, enhancing social welfare, and propelling infrastructure growth, all of which continue to evolve daily to cater to the population's expectations. Supported by a meticulously organized network of ministries, government remains committed to serving its citizens. Coming soon on your public broadcaster, The Front Bench, your interface with the government every Monday at 8:30 p.m. with Joram Paul Sonko, only on your public broadcaster, UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Welcome back from that break. You're still with us on Good Morning Uganda Extra. I'm Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono, and I have Dr. Vincent Fred Senono, who is the head of Department Demographic and Social Statistics at the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, WUBOS. And we are discussing the Uganda Population Census 2024 that will be kicking off on the 10th till the 19th of May this very year. So you must be part of this. It is very important that we get this information. Now, before we went for the break, I had talked about levels of confidentiality. How am I sure that the information I'm giving is safe? It won't be used against me, neither will it cause problems in any way, maybe family or anything. So, doctor, the public needs to be assured and to know, if I speak about the cows I have, if I speak about the goats I have, the children I have, maybe how much I earn, the nature of these questions, how safe am I?
Thank you, moderator and viewers. One of the most important things which governs the statistics, the Act does not allow WUBOS to share information about the individual. Even if it is a police, is what the Act does not allow us. And that has been going on since the Statistical Act 1998, Cap 12, which clearly states that the information collected from the individual will be only released in aggregates. No information about the individual can be shared. That's the first principle. We don't share information about an individual. And that's why we don't give out names of people. It is not our mandate. Our mandate is to give information in aggregate form. And the viewers should really appreciate that those who were alive in 2014, we did the same. we never used, up to date, we never used that information, and we shared individual information to other government institutions, apart from releasing information to any aggregates. Therefore, I call the viewers and the public to believe, and what our executive director said earlier, Dr. Chris Mukiza, the chief statistician, that this information is going to be released in aggregate form. And we are conscious that whoever is going to participate in the activities of the census must, I say must, take the oath of secrecy. Which means that even if you are a enumerator, you have collected information about Senon, you don't have any right to talk about information Vincent Senon has given you. That is the assurance I can give that. And it will be taken by the lawyers, not the oath. It means should be binding. And you can be prosecuted as an individual to reveal information about a respondent. That's the first thing. Extremely important. But also, we have put in a lot of measures to ensure the information doesn't leak this time. People say, when you use paper, someone can come and flip over and we'll see what is in the book.
Very true.
This time we are saying no. We are using, in English, what they call computer-assisted personal interviews. The one you have shown me, maybe you can show the public again, the viewers.
So this is a gadget similar to this?
Yes, similar to that, which means that someone is going to enter that information. After entering that information is going to be transmitted to Obot server immediately. And that tablet, nothing will remain on that tablet. So which means, after collecting the data, there will be no information remaining on that tablet. And which means that the information will be only accessible by a few individuals in the Bureau. And those few individuals cannot release information to anybody until they are sanctioned by the executive director or the chief statistician. And the chief statistician, as already mentioned, Dr. Chris Mukiza, cannot give information about the what? The individual. Which means that the people who are going to participate in the census give us information. They should be assured of protection of the information. There is no way someone is going to say, I have this information about Vincent Senono, he has 10 cars, therefore he should pay tax. No. Because Wobos will deny him that who gave you that information. Because we don't give out that what? Information. So it is extremely important for viewers to note that actually the information is what?
Very safe.
Very safe.
Okay. Now, looking at issues of security, we know these people are going to be coming to our homes.
Yes.
Knocking on our gates, or even going deep in slums where some Ugandans stay. How safe? How can we identify them? How sure am I that the people coming to me are actually from Ubos?
Thank you, and viewers, there are two things we need to appreciate. One, during listing, we have a different approach. The different approach is what is happening. Our listers, what we call listers, who are listing the house, they are calling them, we are very specific. We're not talking about enumerators. We are talking about listers. These are just listing households as they move around. They don't ask any other information. But these people have what we call an ID. And this ID has his name. It doesn't have his photo, but we have what they call the QR code. When you scan, if for example, I'm the one who now here, I'm your structure, and say, Vincent, are you really from Ubos? I say, yes, I'm from, which shows that from Ubos. I will say, I have this card. But you will say, everybody can make this card. You can go to NASA and get this card, not so? So what it means that in NASA they can get this card. But there is a uniqueness. This QR code, I don't know whether viewers can zoom and see there. This QR code here, which people are seeing here. When you scan it on your phone, you automatically take you to Ubos website. And when it takes you to Ubos website, we'll know that actually you are from Ubos, because the list of names for people who are listing, especially currently, viewers, there was in social media some time back, which people were saying that there are people from Ubos moving around asking people about your things. They are thieves. Currently, we are in Kampala and some few areas outside Kampala. Wakiso and Mukono. And all our people have these cards. And they clearly states the name of the lister, the code, and this will show that when you scan it, especially now in Kampala, almost everybody Kampala has a smartphone, you can scan. So you can take you to Ubos, and we know that this person is actually from Ubos. If it doesn't take you there, hold him slowly, convince him that we are going to meet you and take you to the nearest police.
Okay.
That is the first level, the listing we are talking about now currently. Then the second level is going to be the actual enumeration between 10th to 19th May.
The actual counting.
The actual counting.
Yes.
So these will not be called listers. They'll be called what? Enumerators. That is they'll be asking you about information about you, the name, all that rest. They are going to be having a reflector jackets, appointment letters, and all the security organ of the country is going to get involved. The RDC, the DSOs, the GISOs, the PSOs, the police, and all other security. They are going to be part of the system. And whoever is going to be part of the enumeration, he must get a letter from the LOC1 that actually this person is known to us. He's a resident of this area. This means that the people who are going to enumerate are not people from Kampala, are people residing in those what? Areas. They should not be strangers. They should be people of that area.
Okay.
And this means another confirmation that census involves people at the lowest level. We are not going to say, please, people where Ubos is coming with people from Kampala to enumerate. No. That's why in the first part I told the people, participate by applying to be part of the what? The enumeration. Not everybody can get.
Yes.
But you go and get a chance to be part of the people to participate. Therefore, it means that the people who are going to be involved are people who will be vetted by the local people. There are people who take the oath of secrecy. They will have identifier. We will have like what we call emergency line where you can call and check whether this person, their names, their photos will be in the Ubos database, and they'll be able to identify these people easily.
Well, thank you so much, Doctor. Now I must let you out of here. It is time. But before I do so, I'll just give you a minute to have your parting shot.
Thank you, moderator and viewers. I'm really humbly requesting our viewers to be our ambassadors. That census is about you participating in the census. You should be proud to be part of the census by either participating as a supervisor, a numerator, or as the respondents. So I request you, please participate in the coming census between May 10th to May 19th. Everybody should be counted. It matters to be counted. It matters to be counted. It matters to be counted because the government provides this type of information. Without this information, the country cannot have a good plan.
Well, I want to thank you so much, Dr. Vincent Fred Senono, who is Head of Department, Demographic and Social Statistics at the Uganda Bureau of Statistics. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And of course, my bosses, the viewers, thank you very much for being with us right from 6:30 till now. It is very important that you are counted. Please, we need those statistics for proper planning for you and those that may come after you. Remember, we take a period of 10 years without another census. So to have the right statistics, please make sure that you're counted and you give the right information because you've been assured of confidentiality. But also, wrong statistics make people to have wrong decisions. So statistics are power. They inform so much. Be very cooperative. Let's welcome these people. And also, watch out. You must ensure they are the right people coming on your door, starting from the 10th to the 19th of May this very year. The Uganda Population Census will be going on. Have a lovely day. See you tomorrow, God willing, for God and my country. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala.